In this video, I'm going to show you how to finish your symmetrical coil pot. I'm beginning with the bottom half of my base that I made yesterday. Today it is leather hard, and I can tell that it's leather hard because it is no longer flexible. To start, I wet the rim of the last coil that I added to reactivate the slip that will connect the next coil. The first coil that I add is going to be the coil that connects the bottom of the body with the rest of the pot. When I take a look at my sketch, I can see that I'm at a point in my vase where the body is going to start to come in. Before I do that, I need to go straight up. So the next coil I add is going to be right on top of the last one. And I check in with my template every once in a while to make sure I'm on the right track. And I make any adjustments that I need once I do that. And just like before, I am blending in the coils to the base. And I just take a minute to reshape my pot and make sure that it fits my template. You can use pinching techniques for this. Now I'm at a point where my coil pot is going to start to come in. So when I add my coil, I'm going to add it on the inside of the last coil that I just created. So you can see I'm not placing it out here. I'm not placing it right on top, but I'm placing it slightly on the inside. Every so often, I will want to take my hands and reshape my vase. I also will want to check and make sure that when looking straight into my pot, that the circle on the inside of the pot is concentric or in the center of the circle that's on the outside. Now that I'm at a point where I'm beginning the neck, my coils are going to go straight up, and then eventually when I get up to the lip, they will start to flare out again. So in looking at your sketch and making a plan to build, whenever you want your pot to come out, you add your coils on the outside of the last coil that you added. Whenever you want your pot to go straight up, you add the coil directly on top of the last coil that you added, and whenever you want the pot to come in, you add your coil slightly on the inside of the last coil that you added. At this point, I am finishing up the neck and blending it all in. You want to make sure that when your clay is soft, like mine is right now, that you support it with a hand on the inside, kind of pushing back as your hand on the outside blends. Now that I'm ready to start working on the lip, I'm first going to start just by shaping what I already have. So I'm pinching my clay, just like using the same methods I used for the pinch pot. I'm pinching my edge just so that it flares out a little bit, and then I'm continuing to add coils to finish off the shape. When I get to the very top of my coil pot, I have a couple of choices here. I can choose to end it kind of in a way that is organic with the finishing coils, or I could cut the top of it so that it is even. For this vase, I chose to leave it a little bit more organic, but I am also choosing to blend in the coils that you can see at the very top. So I'm just taking a minute to blend those in, just being careful because now that I've blended the outside and the inside, my coils are pretty thin. So I'm just comparing my pot to my sketch one final time, making any changes I need to. You may have noticed that the outside of the coil pot is a little bit bumpy, so I'm using a wooden rib to smooth that out. You can use any number of tools to do this. You could use a spoon, the round part of a spoon. You could use an old gift card or credit card, or a popsicle stick. Any of those things will work in smoothing. I'm scraping off a small amount of clay that you'll see on my wooden rib, and then I'm going to finish this off by sponging it with some water. I'm careful not to use too much water because I don't want the soft clay to collapse on itself. And before finishing the form of this, I just want to take a minute and just reshape it because the clay was a little soft when I was smoothing it out. So I just want to reshape it, make sure that I'm back on the right track, and then I will let it dry to leather hard. So I'm going to wrap up my project a little bit in plastic to make sure that it doesn't dry out completely before adding my narrative.